What's going on, Jesse? Look at those guns, brother. How's the Monday going? There we go. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Morning. I'm gonna let these guys, admit these guys in. There we go. All. It just says Zoom user. My man in the red shirt. What's your name?
Red or orange?
Is that orange? I like the hat. You're
Thanks.
the one that's speaking. Yeah. What's your name?
Jake.
What's going on, Jake?
Not much.
That's a badass hat there. What product you slang?
Construction equipment.
Yeah,
Construction sales, door to door.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that one before. All of a sudden,
Yeah, I clicked the link for your Zoom invite, so that's probably why it just said Zoom user, not my name.
Oh, you're cool. Jake is my little brother's name. He's one of those little brothers that's bigger than you. One of those punks.
Yeah.
Dan, nice to have you. Ellen, that mustache is gorgeous. Giovanni, Greg, got Justin in the house. Perfect. How many people in here? Raise your hand if you do not sell solar door to door. Hold on, I gotta keep everyone enjoying. Hold on. No. Let's do that. Oh. Go. Jeez. We need to have an assistant in here to let everybody in. Come on. There we go. Come on. There we go. Let's work. Okay. Give me one sec. let's get it started at 7:04. How many people in here do door-to-door besides do door-to-door that's not solar? The screen is frozen. Don't do that. If you are posting something in the chat, I'm not able to see it. My thing is like frozen. So just unmute yourself and ask.
Hey, this is Jen. I don't do solar. I'm in network marketing. It's like a medical grade device.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Yahil. I don't do solar. I do like medical devices and skincare.
Okay. Could use your services.
Hey, I'm Julian. I do HVAC.
My man, Julian.
Hey, I'm Sam. I do door-to-door, but merchant services. So just credit card processing.
Sam, you're super staticky, brother.
I'm Alan. I do retirement income planning, life insurance, and investing.
Cool. Yeah, we're starting the old curriculum over again. We're just going to start off with the door approach, and so from you guys, where are you guys getting the biggest? Where are you guys noticing the resistance from? And then do you guys have access to the Google Doc sheet? There's like 4 different examples of the different door approaches.
I don't have access to that.
Okay, we'll post that in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. On the doorstep, there's a lot going on. And so a couple tips is you never want to move quicker than you can move if you were underwater. So slow movement is good. Tone of voice is obviously huge. You want to record yourself because a lot of times we're oblivious how we come across to others. Is Liz on here? My screen is just frozen. This is driving me nuts. Come on. You're gonna have to work with me. My screen's frozen. I can do about 2 functions. This is gonna drive me bananas. But you can send in the recordings because it's awesome. Because that's how you're going to get a lot better, a lot quicker. And so with solar, like normally when it comes to like NEPQ, you got like the connecting questions and like the personalized intro. And what I've done on the doorstep is kind of switched out the personalized intro with what I call like a no question to get into a 2-way dialogue instead of just being on the doorstep and throwing a bunch of mud against the wall and hoping some of it sticks. You want to get into a 2-way dialogue because that's where influence happens. And so for you guys that haven't crafted out the old door approach, that's what I have noticed that works the best. And like, let me give you an example of that. So like with solar, I'll say, hey, I'm just Joseph. Maybe you could help me out for just a moment. You guys selling the place? And then I say that just so I can find out if they're a homeowner or not. And then in solar, one of the biggest objections is like, oh, I'm moving, not interested, right? And so it hedges against that. I get ahead of that. And then the no question would be, is it like a ridiculous idea if we decided to stop selling solar panels and instead just sell the electricity that they produce? Would that be crazy? Would that be like weird? Now, I live in Vegas, but I do blitzes in California. I'm in a little Airbnb right now. And in California, you do a lot of like PPAs. In markets, you don't do a PPA, it'd be like, is it a ridiculous idea to think homeowners should have the right to own their own power? Is it ridiculous to think that? Or would you be opposed to homeowners here in this area having the right to own their own power? Is that a terrible idea? Would you be opposed to that? Are you against that? And then what that does is people feel protected when they say the word no. They don't feel like they committed to anything. They feel like they protected themselves, right? But at the same time, they're kind of saying yes, but it's easy to say no to, right? And instead of like sometimes asking like a obvious question, they just feel like they protect themselves, and then you're in a two-way dialogue at that point. So people that are in other industries other than solar, I love the no question. It honors their autonomy. It cuts through a lot of the fluff. They know why you're there. You're not coming across needy or aggressive. And then you can gauge where they're at by that response. So those would be the words out of my mouth as far as body language goes. When you first meet, it's like hi, like an eyebrow flash. So when we've all heard that motion creates emotion, right? Anybody that's familiar with Tony Robbins, right? And so this is called entrainment. So like, what's the opposite of an eyebrow flash? It's like if you're angry and mad, right? And it's just natural to do. And 80% of people will actually return the eyebrow flash and not even be aware that they did. And so it's like a eyebrow flash, and then you can turn to the side a little bit, like a 6-inch shift, just enough for them to like reorient their shoulders a little bit. And then I'll usually like point to the house and say, I don't know if you know what's going on with the Johnson family over here. And so you just get these small acts of compliance. It's called behavioral entrainment. That actually surprisingly is more effective than I initially thought. So those are like the body language that my body's doing, and never moving quicker than you are underwater, slowing down. I know when I'm on the doorstep that I got them is when they start to finish my sentences, which is what I want. It's like sometimes it, works out, and sometimes it doesn't. It's like, exactly. My man Reese just joined. How's it going, Reese?
What up? What up?
Hey, I'm having difficulties, man. I got my screen is froze. I can hit 2 buttons.
Oh my goodness.
It's driving me crazy. I can see 5 people and that's it. Would you post that Google Doc that you sent over to me in the chat? My whole chat.
Yeah, got you.
And if somebody has a question in the chat, I'm not able to even.
Really, dude? Come on, man.
I know iPad. iPad's the best thing Apple makes, right? If you can't rely on an iPad, what can you rely on in life?
No, here, let me post with my iPad here.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey Joseph, what do you mean by the eyebrow flash, or can you demonstrate it?
Yeah, every time you do it, you got beautiful dark eyebrows, brother. I don't even have any. I might need to get some eyeliner. Just it's natural. It's like when you meet somebody, it's like, hey, how are you? You do it normally. When you meet somebody, you're excited. It's like, hi, it's normal. And then the opposite of that is frowning. So it's just it's within the first 2 seconds, you're getting these small acts of compliance. And so that'd be the first one is hey, nice to meet you. How are you? Just as you're doing your normal spiel, hey, maybe you could help me out for just a moment. And then a slight shift, just enough for them to reorient their shoulders. And then you can like appoint, there's like other steps, but like you just want these tiny little acts of compliance. It's called behavioral entrainment. It's not mirroring and matching. It's called behavioral entrainment. If you guys want to Google that. And then pretty soon it just creates like this kind of like subconscious, like automatic behavior. And when you say, hey, when it comes time to like, hey, go grab your bill, you just kind of do it now. But eyebrow flash, slight turn to the shoulder. It doesn't have to be like a huge movement. Literally just enough movement to have them reorient their shoulders. And then on the doorstep, it's a lot easier because you kind of like point at a house, right? So those are like the body, language stuff that you're doing at the beginning. Let me see. Come on.
Hey, Joseph, is there like a line of people waiting to ask you questions, or I just joined, so.
What's your name, brother? No, I can't see anything.
My name is Alex Black. I'm over here in Florida. I sell solar as well. Been doing it a little over 2 years, and yeah, man, got a team of about 30 people right now, and got a team in Pennsylvania. We're in 31 states, but like my team specifically are in, and my company's called Enlight Energy. So I'm one of the partners. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
dude.
I can't see, by the way. So like if you have it, then like James will like yell at me and I'll correct him. My iPad is frozen. So I appreciate the initiative.
Yeah, for sure. Well, am I cutting ahead of anybody? I don't want to be rude.
No, by the way. Squeak wheel gets the grease, brother.
That's it, brother. So I'm doing really well, like in terms of everything that I'm doing. I just joined the inner circle less than 2 weeks ago, so I'm still getting my feet wet. I haven't looked at your stuff yet, or I haven't looked at anybody in terms of like the whole program. So I'm really like just diving in now, and but I kind of wanted to like pick your brain in terms of like the door-to-door, like what your script is in terms of like what you're saying, because in terms of like speaking low and slow, triple C being cool, calm, and collected, I saw like one of your videos, and I'm very much in alignment with like talking like really low and slow, and like I'm really good at that. I do a lot of body language as well. So a lot of the stuff that you're doing, I'm already implementing, but I just want to improve. Like if I go out and knock, I'm going to set up, 2-3 hours. I will set up at least 3-4. Like I'm that level in my opinion. But yeah, man, I just kind of wanted to pick your brain on your script.
Yeah. I think James posted it in the chat. Are you able to see that?
Okay. Yeah. 1 sec.
There's like 4 different examples.
Okay, I think because I just joined, it's just blank for me. So maybe Reese or someone could resend it, and then I'll click on it. But I guess, how do you solidify an appointment? What I do is, I'll tell you what I do. I just basically, after I set the appointment, I'll like reconfirm their details, and if I'm not the closer, I'll build up the closer that's going to come by and sit with them, and after I build them up, I say, hey, just real quick, do you guys just curious, you guys do stuff like as a family? Or I'll say, do you guys like, I'll just kind of like say, hey, I'll repeat the information back to them, and I'll say, hey, does that time definitely work for you guys at this time? Will that definitely work for you? And then they'll say, yeah, that definitely works, and then I'll ask for the bill. And if they don't give me a bill, it's okay. We use Solo. So I'll build the proposal inside the house sometimes without the bill.
Yeah, it's always nice. I like the definitely work for you. Yeah. So when it comes to the appointment setting script, that was like the first thing that I memorized for minor was the appointment setting script. And I started doing solar in Jersey, and then I moved to Texas, and the offering was terrible. Like half my customers had to pay more, half actually saved a little bit. And then Texas people were like super nice,
Yeah.
and they would just always say yes. It's like, my gosh. And then I stumbled across miners content. And yeah, that was the first thing that I memorized, and it was awesome. It was just like, well, with your permission, Mr. Jones, I'd like to, suggest as the next step is that we put together a proposal so that we can see if this is something that would actually, work for your situation. If they're skeptical, I'll add on there, because to be frank, I'm not quite sure it would yet. Would that be appropriate? And then they're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, cool. And I'm like, who all would be involved in looking at this?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. And then I'll go for the bill. And so I haven't had any issues with the appointment since I started using that script.
Okay. So this script that is being posted in the chat.
There's a ton in there. There's an insane
Okay.
amount. Yeah, but there's a
I
couple
haven't been
different
walked
approaches.
through like everything yet.
Yeah.
So I'm
As
still
far as
kind of
like
lost.
solidifying the appointment, like that's what I say when I comes time to go for the appointment. If I don't set the appointment, it's usually because I go for the appointment too early. I need to like hold back. Like, you know how Minor talks about like bringing up your solution too early in the conversation is like one of the main reasons that you get objections.
I don't. Not yet. Like I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, so like one of the main reasons we get objections is because we bring up our solution too early. So like people are like my bill's like $500, and we're like, oh my gosh, I can cut that in half. And then 5 minutes later, like, do you have a card? It's like, oh, what the crap happened, right? And so it's like brought up your solution too early, and so you want to catch yourself doing that. And so when somebody's like, oh my gosh, my bill's $500, instead of rushing in with your solution, Minor had me go out and get like this rubber band. And I had to smack my wrist every time I rushed in with the solution. And I'd be like, oh, hold on, $500, like how long has that been going on? How does that affect you when that happens? Like, has that had an impact on you? In what way though? Like, and then you build the pain. Like they just gave you a huge nugget, and you want to learn how to peel every layer of the onion off.
You dig in.
And that takes time because we're desensitized. Like it didn't occur to me to probe deeper on that and bring up pain until I literally sent Minor recording, and he like paused it and he's like, right there, you rushed in. It's like, okay, I did, right? But that very next day, like now I had the prompting when I was in the situation, So anytime I tend to like rush with the solution, I hold back and probe deeper. Like that's a problem. Majority of people make decisions to avoid pain. Obviously it's gain pleasure, avoid pain, but like the majority is to avoid pain. So as far as like the original question is like, how do I solidify the appointment? A lot of that's just going to be like the initial door approach, and then the actual appointment setting script is just Minor's beautiful. It's like, well, if I could make a suggestion, like to suggest it, with your permission, I'd like to suggest as the next step is that we, put together a proposal to see if this is something that would actually work for your situation. Would that be appropriate?
You do a pause right there. That's your close. You just wait.
Yeah, pause, stutter, so it doesn't sound like all rehearsed and slick. I'm like, yeah, sure. And then it's like, yeah, cool. Who all would be involved in looking at this? Awesome. Are you guys ever home during the daytime together?
I think Alex froze, Joseph.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, Joseph? How you doing?
You look like you got a fresh cut, my man.
I did. Hey, I think Alex froze, but I kind of wanted to build on that conversation.
Yeah.
Like this previous month.
You're a little staticky, my man.
Is that me? Oh no, it was someone else. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah.
You're good. Keep going.
Oh yeah. So this last month I noticed that I had more appointments, but then I also had the spouses knocking them down for some reason. I don't know what, if you have like a tip or something to make them more sticky.
The spouse is knocking them down. Tell me more.
Yeah, so I set up the appointment with the wife or the husband. And then for some reason, when I stop by again, they're like, well, my spouse doesn't want to look into it, or I don't know if they're just using it as an excuse, but it seems fine at the door and everything until that point.
maybe if you wore something a little bit more revealing, you wouldn't get that as much.
How do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I get it. I wore something a little bit tighter.
Don't listen. No, don't do it. You're going to get fired, and so am I. Yeah, the spouse, that one's like, so there's a couple things you can do at the end of the door, end of when you set the appointment to kind of hedge against that. It's like, I don't expect you to do my job, like here, and then you can shoot them like a little pre-recorded video, or just shoot them a quick little video, definitely under 60 seconds, and just say, do me a favor, have your spouse watch this and have her write down any questions you might have. And then when we come back, we'll take a look to see which, if any, of the programs would actually work for you or not. So you can hedge against it with that. Sometimes that's a smoke screen. Sometimes it's not. Your question, if I understand it right, is you already set the appointment and you're showing up to the appointment. And they're like, yeah, I just spoke with my spouse and we're not interested. The spouse that wasn't even there, correct?
Yeah. So I show up, or they call me or text me, or just ghost.
When you set the appointment, what are you saying on the appointment?
So right now,
how much time has passed from when you set the appointment to when you run the appointment typically?
Probably like 2-3 days. Been kind of busy, so yeah, it's not like the next day.
That's not a problem.
It's not that long, I would say.
Yeah, the one that I've actually seen work is just the one right there in the notes. It was like, oh, I spoke with my spouse and we're not interested at this time. It's like the one spouse that knows the least amount of this, right?
Yeah.
And I heard Matt Ryder talk about this the other day. I'll find it and post it in here. It's beautiful as well. But it's like, yeah, that's not a problem. And then act like you're walking away. Yeah, that's not a problem. Just curious before I leave, because I've got some other appointments anyways. When you say your spouse wasn't interested in solar, what caused that? Just so I understand. Like, was she looking at possibly saving money on electricity every month, or what was she wanting to do with your bill?
Okay. And what are you thinking I should send on the video? Like, what content should it have?
Like the 5 common misunderstandings when it comes to solar. Oh, my man Sam. Hell yeah, just joined. Sam, I am. Should we let him in? Sam, I'm having computer issues, so I'm gonna make you the freaking host, brother.
Okay.
And James has been helping out as well. Give me one sec. I can't even do that. My thing's freaking froze. Sorry. Tried, coach.
It's all right. I was just making sure Solomon was on here. Or else I was going to play if you weren't letting people in.
Yeah. No, like when you set the appointment, are you saying, with your permission, I'd like to suggest as the next step is that we, put together a proposal to see if this is something that would actually work for your situation? Because to be frank, I'm not quite sure it would. Would that be appropriate? Are you saying that, Jose?
Yeah, I'm pretty much asking for their permission to do it, and they're okay with it.
Cool. And then, yeah. So sometimes when you show up, in the video, that was your question. Like hedge against it's like, the 5 main. I mean, you can title it whatever you want to, but it's like, there's a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to solar. These are like the 5. You want to hedge against whatever you hedge against. Like, people think it's going to cost something. It sounds too good to be true. They think there might be a lien on the house. They think it takes forever to get the money back. They think there's a catch somewhere. There's some sort of out of pocket, like this, that, the other. And so I any and everything like the possible ones, I just hedge against it with a little video. And like and then with the husband, like, you don't want him necessarily pitching her if you don't have to. The simplest way is to have her watch the video and just be like, I don't expect you to do my job. It's like, if I could make a suggestion, write down any questions that you might have. And then that way, when we come back, we'll have like exact answers for your house here. And so obviously your spouse wasn't here. Not always a good idea when the person that knows the least about this is kind of like not fair to them, that they're the ones like in the hot seat calling the shots on something that they're the least informed about, you know, so it's not really fair to them, you know. And so if I could make a suggestion, just have her watch this video. It's like 30 seconds, just like some preconceived notion about, you know, solar. And then anyways, something like that. Matt Ryder said something that was gorgeous and it was scripted out, and I'll find that. But hedge against it, and then yeah, on the doorstep, dude. Just the yeah. Spoke to my spouse, not interested. Yeah, it's not a problem. And then literally turn around. I was just curious before I leave, because you know I have some appointments anyways. Like when you say, you know, your spouse was interested in solar, what caused that? Just so I understand. Like, was she looking at possibly saving money on electricity every month, or what was she wanting to do with your bill though?
Okay. Gotta try it out.
Yeah, and then make sure your tone is curious. You don't want to come across butthurt. You want to get that down to the point where the moment you say it, you aren't bugged at all. You're excited because you overcame that one a million times.
Yeah. All right. I have to get on that video then.
Yeah, the video hedges against it. And then when you show up at the doorstep, like there's always something, you know. It's like, sounds like you came across some information that might have you concerned. That might be something afterwards, after you say it. Sounds like you don't think it'll play out like this. Sounds like, you know, there's something about this that you're just not comfortable with. Anyways. But if you do the video and then you say that on the doorstep, and then if you have the trust there, your tonality's right, you'll be surprised.
Hey, Joseph, I have a question for you.
Fire away. My man's standing up. I love it.
I know, dude. You mentioned a couple. Curiosity. This is the curiosity pose. Question. So you mentioned a couple of times, and even in the past, that you know, it sounds like it's just not. It sounds like you just don't think it's going to work for you. Kind of give it a label like that. Has that
like it will play out like this? That's like a last ditch effort, but yeah.
Okay, how does that land? Because I feel like I haven't used it because I feel like they've said, yeah, yep, no, just not gonna, you know what I mean? I just haven't really used it.
That's a last ditch effort.
Okay.
And tonality is obviously everything, but anytime you're bringing darkness to light, and it kills it. It diminishes the power of that thought when you bring that to light.
Okay.
Assuming that you know aren't argumentative, you know, when you say it, you know. So it's like I said, it sounds like there's just, you know, something about this that just, you know, doesn't work for you. And then they feel obligated to speak up.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. They're probably correct if that's the case.
Yeah, and then even if you get it wrong, it's even better if you get it wrong, because it's called a label, and they get more information out of that.
Yeah.
But we don't know why they're saying that. If it stays in their head, if it kind of stays in the dark, it's going to get more and more power, you know. And when you bring it to light, it just kills off all the influence that's having over him. Like when you bring it to light, it makes it not as big of a deal, because you brought it to light.
Okay.
And I like worst case, even if I am bugged and somebody got under my skin, like I hate it when that happens. But I'll stutter when I'll say a freaking label. Like worst case, I'll know how to stutter. It's like sounds like the body's just not there for you. Sounds like you don't think it'll play out like this. It sounds like it is too good to be true, you know.
Okay.
To flush it out. Yeah. And then it literally like loosens its grip big time. Just calling the dynamic out, and then we'll have big smiles on our face, like, no.
Can I ask what when you led this morning, what was the topic supposed to be? I apologize. The rest of the world has daylight savings, so y'all changed time on me.
Oh, yeah, that's hilarious.
What? Yeah. So what is the topic supposed to be about today? Because Matt, he's not able to join because of the time change. Had a question, so that he shot me too.
We started all over day one.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's the old door approach.
Okay.
So I've got a question. Hi, Joseph. I don't know if I can jump in here or get in line.
Yeah. Reese, hold that thought. We'll answer in 2 seconds when there's a pause.
No, totally fine.
Oh,
Totally
sorry.
Fine. Kathleen.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm Kathleen. I'm new and I do insurance, and I'm trying to build a little farm area. I have a very specific area, about 50 homes that I've targeted, and I go door to door with little giveaways, branded giveaways, magnetic notepads and such. And it's super awkward. I end up just like sticking it on their something magnetic in their house and running away. I mean, not literally running away, but I don't know how to break into a conversation with the homeowner when I'm just going door to door to become familiar to them.
You need a clear objective. That'll help out. An idea would be like, just do like, well, what type of insurance do you do?
The final expense and mortgage protection mostly.
I don't know anything about that, but you want to give them your farming area, okay, and you're giving away something so that when it comes time to do what, you want them to call you. When it comes time to do what?
When it comes time to put some protection in place for should they pass away or should they become disabled due to work. So, I did write on the magnetic note card. If I didn't actually have a face-to-face with someone, I just wrote something to the effect of what I do is I help folks put up a plan in place to cover some basic expenses should you pass. So, I mean, that's basically my objective.
And then I'm assuming that most people already have that, or they need it. Like it's like 50-50. Like
I'm thinking that it's not even on their radar, but I'm having a hard time broaching the subject. Like, so what do you do for that? Or it's just awkward because I'm walking up to the door and I'm cold,
Conversational, the no question. And then it's also conversational to just be like, hey, I can't even stay long. I apologize, but I was wondering if you could help me out for just a moment. Like you can say that every single time. A lot of the door to door is pretty fluid, but like you can say that every single time. And I would do like a false time restraint. That's where it's like, I can't stay long. I have an appointment I gotta get to real quick before I go. And then maybe you can help me out for just a moment. And then if you want to soften it, it can be like, if this doesn't resonate with you, just let me know and I'll be on my way.
Okay.
And then is it a ridiculous idea if you can go with like a no question? Would you be against? Would you be opposed? Or you can kind of call that dynamic out. It's like, what are the two biggest objections that you get when it comes to that?
I mean, I really haven't engaged in conversation. Like I said, it's super awkward. I'm like, here's a notepad, and I have it's just weird. I don't know how to do the introduction as to, what I do. And, I feel like I'm interrupting their day, just door knocking, cold calling. So it's just been weird for me. I'm trying to get more comfortable, but I don't know how to start the conversation at the doorstep.
Yeah, just be like, hey, I was wondering if you could possibly help me out for a moment, and make sure you just say that slow. You'll be a little bit nervous. You might speed up, but just say slow. Hey, so I was wondering if you could help me out for just a moment. And then they'll be like, yeah, sure. What's going on? And then you can get into a two-way dialogue there. But yeah, start off the conversation. Hey, I'm just Joseph. I wonder if you could help me out for just a moment. And then a good practice to get into is striking up conversations everywhere you go.
Yeah.
If
So
you
when I
have
say,
as far as like
just
good
wondering if you could help me out for a moment, and then I'm
possibly,
saying
possibly,
if you could
possibly.
possibly help me out for a
And
moment. So I'm
slow down
actually,
and kind of stutter on that.
okay.
There'll
And
be a
then,
different feel on the, I keep interrupting you, but there'll be a different feel on the doorstep if you slow down and you pause and you stutter. It won't sound scripted.
okay.
It's a completely different feel, and then they'll respond to you differently, but keep going.
I was just wondering what the next step is, if you can help me out for a moment. And then I'm actually trying to figure out what they have currently in place. Is that the objective of asking about if they can help me for a moment?
Yeah, and be like, this might not resonate with you. It might not. But is it a ridiculous idea if, and then whatever your
Oh, okay.
problem
Got it.
with carbon, it would kind of just be like a brief overview, like a summary.
Okay. Yeah, I like
And
that.
then you could go for the appointment. And then
Sounds-
so it'd be a brief summary. So maybe you could help me out. I'm not sure. And then this might not like slow down, stutter, like for real. It comes across so different.
Yeah.
It'll land. This might not resonate with you. It might not. If it doesn't, just let me know and I'll be on my way. But it's a ridiculous idea if, and then whatever your product
Okay.
solves the problems, and then give
Yeah.
just like a brief overview. And then when it comes time to set an appointment, and it's like, yeah, with your permission, like I'm just step one, anyways, but it's like with your permission, set an appointment to go through a few more details on how this might actually work for you. Because to be frank, I'm not quite sure it would you with that. Would that be appropriate?
I like that. And I like your suggestion of just trying to do it randomly to practice, just
100%. Always.
strike up a conversation.
Gas station, grocery store, doesn't matter who it is. Just like strike up a conversation. It's like, yeah, real quick. Just like, hey, how are you? Maybe you can help me out. And I can't even stay on. I have an appointment, but so what if you could help me out for just a moment, 2 seconds, real quick. And then I think that would go good with your personality. Just be like, yeah, if this doesn't resonate with you, just let me know. I'll be on my way.
I like that.
Like,
Sounds good.
on the doorstep. And
Perfect.
you'll be in a two-way dialogue, and then just like, yeah, is it a ridiculous idea? Would you be opposed to? Are you against? Brief summary. And then depending on what they say from there, but then it's like, yeah, well, I'd like to suggest the next step is that would that be appropriate?
Joseph.
Thank you very much.
Of course, of course. How do you
Wait,
pronounce
so-
your name? Islam?
Quick
Yeah, I'm
question
asking,
on Joseph and Kathleen conversation. I'm sorry.
Hold on 1 sec, Will. We'll get you in 2 seconds.
Okay.
I got you. Fayed, carry on, brother.
Yeah, Fayed here. Yeah. So, okay, so this is I've been in Inner Circle for the past 6 months, but I couldn't jump in because my time difference. Now I sell real estate, and tomorrow, Wednesday is going to be my last day for the Inner Circle. But I just have a quick questions. When I do my door-to-door conversation, or it could be cold call, and I start with my problem statement, when I'm done with problem statement, should I jump into my personalized intro, or should I go into my situation questions? Because I sell real estate.
Yeah, on the door-to-door, I don't do the problem statement. You do the problem statement to get into a two-way dialogue, right? And the way that I like to get into a two-way dialogue on the doorstep is a no question, sort of say. So like with solar, it's like, is it a crazy idea if we decided to stop selling solar panels and instead just sell the electricity it produces? Is that like a crazy idea? Would that be weird? Or like, are you against people having the right to own their own power? Like, would you be opposed to something like that? And so like people feel comfortable. They feel like they protected themselves when they say no. They feel like they haven't committed to anything. It feels like any information you get from me isn't going to be used against me down the road, right? Type crap. And so
then what do? You jump into your situation question?
Yeah. So depending on what they say from there, it's going to kind of go one or two ways. But like I would switch out the problem set with just like a no question. So it's like whatever is going on. Is like, is it a ridiculous idea? Would you be opposed to? Are you against? And those are the ones that we use for solar. You get into a two-way dialogue. That's where influence happens, is when you're in a two-way dialogue. And I don't know a quicker way to get into a two-way dialogue where there's zero sales pressure and you've honored their autonomy versus just like throw a bunch of mud against the wall. And so it engages them like, are you against da da da? It's like a crazy idea. Would that be weird? Like, would you be opposed to da da da? And then that you'll get into a two-way dialogue, and then you'll take it away. Like the moment they say something, you'll take it away. It's like, I'm not quite sure I could even do this for you. It might not help. It might be appropriate if I ask you a few questions to see if I could even help you in the first place. Or not saying that I could, but like if this was to work out like it did for your neighbor, da da da, then instead of this, you can get into benefits. But it's going to depend on where they at. But if it lands, then you'll do like a slight little takeaway and then transition. So it'd be like a takeaway transition is like, no, I don't know if I could actually do that for you. I'd have to ask you a few more questions to make sure I could actually help you, for example, and then you can get into the situation questions.
And then you keep going all the way until you have problem awareness, and then at problem awareness, you set up an appointment.
On the doorstep, I would do that, and then I'd get a couple hooks in, which is a problem. I don't say the problem awareness with the your electricity with the power company. Do you like how things are going? I say that problem statement for the kitchen table. On the doorstep, I'm looking for hooks, like pain points. So like on the doorstep, it's like, how long have you guys been home for using, NV Energy? Okay, cool. And then like, what was like, the main reason you chose them? And they're like, and say that lighthearted because it's like, yeah, exactly. Didn't have a choice, right? And it's like, yeah. And like, and when they raise your rates, do you have a choice? And they're like, no. And it's like, what type of agreement do you have with your electric provider that allows them to, raise your rates as much as they want, whenever they want, and not even need your permission? Are you okay with that? No. What is it about that you're not okay with? And that's where you get the emotion.
Okay, so you get to use different questions on the door compared to when you meet them at the kitchen table, because you don't want to sound robotic, right?
Yeah, like the problem awareness. That one, like the NEPQ one, like your electricity with the power company. Do you like how things are going? I'll save that for the presentation at the kitchen table. On the doorstep, I'll focus on a couple other problems that will.
But if I'm selling home, if someone has his home up for sale with a previous real estate agent and expired and it didn't sell because of the interest rate right now, how do I have to come up with more? Because the only problems I can come up with is do you like the home you have right now? And then they will elaborate more on why there is a problem. But when or do you think I should probably ask why are you possibly?
Yeah, no, you could totally. So solar and real estate are obviously different. I think you totally could. Like the original two problem awareness question with solar was like, do you like using NV Energy? And it's like no one's ever had a choice ever. Like that thought has never occurred to them, and it kind of like just it never really hit. Didn't get that much information from them. But when I switched it, it kind of made it more encompassing with like your electricity with the power company. Do you like how things are going? It's kind of like a broader spectrum. There's something there that they can like latch onto, and I get a lot more information out of them. And so with real estate, it's like, so I feel like you need something kind of like a little bit more encompassing. So it's like your situation with, your house here. Do you like how things are going? You could totally say something like that.
Then keep do you like the property you have right now, or do you like the home you have right now until I meet them at the kitchen table? Is that what you're saying?
No. You can say the problem awareness on the doorstep. You can say like a doorstep. It's like, so like your situation here with with your house here. Do you like how things are going? I would say something like that. Like your situation with the house here. Do you like how things are going? Make sure you do the upward tonality. Because there's a lot there's so many there's a lot of moving parts on that, right?
But why don't you want me to use the problem questions, statement questions at the door?
I'm saying that's solar. I'm telling you to do that.
Okay.
I'm telling you, yeah, with real estate, with what you do, I would do that. With solar, it's like a little bit different. On the doorstep, I'll find different pain points. But like you could totally, I like that's what I want you to say. Like I want your problem statement to be something like that. Like your situation here with the house. Like, do you like how things are going? That's what I think you should say on the doorstep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I add something real quick? Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
Was it Fayed real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sure. Yeah.
Fayed, so real quick with a situation, or I'm sorry, problem statement. I was finding that it was, so you know how like the price of everything just keeps going up and up, and what we do is, so I was finding on the doorstep that it was taking way too long. And just because of all those moving parts, I was like getting interrupted and dismissed right away. So that is fantastic when you're presenting, but on the doorstep, attention spans are so little and so small, and they're getting knocked over and over by everyone. And so if you just kind of keep your problem statement, I guess you could say, in like little situation questions like that, or problem awareness questions like that on the door, you can bring that in later on, that statement. That's what I was finding. I don't know if that rings true to you, Joseph, but that's kind of what I was finding when I was doing that. So I switched it.
100%.
I'm curious, what would be an example of that? Yeah. So Joseph, how are you?
What's going on, Will? Fire away, brother.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm just curious about Reese, about his like what would be an example of that, because I'm struggling with the same thing. So yeah.
What product you sell?
Yeah, so I'm trying to build a business that help guys to build up their confidence so they can approach girls that they like.
How are you getting your business?
So what I do is, right now I'm in campus, in college campus, and then I will walk up to a stranger and then I will do the cold approach with my personalized introduction. And
so it's in person. It's basically it's like
person.
door, but there's no door.
Exactly, man. Yeah, like there's no door, no house, but like you walk up to a stranger. So I think do you remember our conversation for last week? If not, I can repeat that.
No, like what Reese was saying was 100% true. Like that was my experience. Like it's the same thing. Like it just takes too long. They kind of know where you're going with that, and they just brush you off. You don't have that much time on the doorstep. Like everything that you're saying is like just about another 30 seconds. And it's like, you know how like like what I like about like a no question is that it gets to the point way quicker, and it puts zero pressure on them, and the focus is on them. Anytime you ask your questions, the focus is on them.
Okay.
And so I like the no question because it gets to the point a lot quicker. You're into a two-way dialogue. That's where influence is going to happen. And you got there, you weren't pushy, you weren't like being weird or creepy. Yeah. You know, it's like, hey, is it a ridiculous idea? Is it crazy? Would it be weird if I like using the word weird sometimes? Maybe it's because I'm weird, but like we'll get it.
Oh. I see. So okay, cool. And so what you do after that? Do we give out like our personal intro, or do we keep diving into the 7-level questions like problem where and situation where?
I think it would depend on like what product you sell. Is it a complicated sell? Is it a simple sell? Is it like a same-day sell? Or is it going to be like multiple touches?
Yeah,
so
I sell like a 3-month coaching program that like after the program training, we teach the skills that they need for the international guys so they can be confident to talk to girls locally. And how I do that is that after the cold approach, help them set up a strategy call and then on the strategy call, we will have them sign up. So that would be my process. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I would do the approach to set up that call. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I guess a ridiculous idea if we like would you be opposed to? Is it silly to think like would you be against? Is it a way for you to like meet more people, like honing your skills so you can like whatever their true problems are as well. Like what are the biggest problems that they're struggling with? So is it a ridiculous idea and then so that you don't have to like, is it crazy to think that? Would that be weird? Would you be opposed to that? It's like, okay, cool. And then you can just do a brief summary at that point. Well, it's like not saying that we could, actually do this for you. We might not, but like the idea is, or like how it works when it works is you give them like an overview. It's like the first, kind of step to see if this would be a good fit or not would be, set up a call, and then we can see if it's a possible fit. And it's like, would that be appropriate? Would that work for you? Okay, cool.
Gotcha. So you want?
So I would get into that, like, because you're going to set up appointments. So like with that, you're just basically getting to a dialogue. You give them like a brief overview.
Okay.
And then you can set the appointment and then go back to the appointment.
Gotcha. And how long do you think that conversation should be?
It's going to vary. It's going to vary, but like sometimes it can take 5 minutes. I like to stay on the doorstep a little bit and have fun with them. So it'll be like 10, 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. But like there's a lot, you can kind of do that with solar. You don't want to necessarily be like wasting your time. But yeah, so I would instead of like, how there's this and this, they kind of know where you're going. They want you to get to the point on the doorstep. It's a little bit more fast paced. And for you specifically, like, I'm not sure how you're targeting these guys. It's just like who, and so
like I was literally see a guy that looked like a D, and that is
hopefully he saw me and didn't approach me, but maybe approached Reese. That'd be great. I would say if this doesn't resonate with you, just let me know and I'll be on my way.
Okay.
Because it's like you're kind of saying like you need help with girls. Like nobody really wants to hear that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And so I would be like, hey, quick question, maybe you could help me out. And if this doesn't resonate, like, just let me know. I'll be on my way. But is it like crazy to think okay, cool. And then give me a brief overview and go for the appointment.
Okay. Perfect. Hey, man, just solid. Thank you.
Of course.
Hey, Joseph.
Yeah.
Can we do a role play real quick?
Yeah, my screen is like freaking frozen. I can't even see who I'm talking to. What's your name?
Giovanni.
Giovanni, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm new here.
There you are. Finally popped up.
I want to be a hard homeowner.
What do you sell?
Solar.
What market?
Bay Area, San Francisco.
Oh, San Fran.
Yep.
You do PPAs, loans?
I prefer loans.
But you can do both?
But I can do both.
And then is the biggest thing that you're getting like not interested? Getting shot down at the very beginning?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you can't have anything that says solar on your t-shirt and they won't answer, kind of get to the point. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right. Not interested. I'm good.
Yeah, so we'll do a role play, and then there's a couple different ways to handle like the not interested.
Or I'm busy, send me some info, those types of objections.
There's in the doc here, there's 3 examples of like the traditional like door approaches that I like to use. And then anytime I learn something, I like to share it as well. And what I've seen that's been working the best is identity. And this is like a conversation, like it's going to be a pretty in-depth conversation, but you want them to identify with the type of person that doesn't say those things. So like a lot of that you want to hedge against, but it'll make sense once you You'll see a couple of examples, which you get like the Google Doc there.
Is it the one with the negative association?
Yeah, you have negative association, you got positive association.
Positive.
Giovanni.
I don't think I see a positive association in there.
In that example, no, but if you scroll through the whole thing, there's like lots of examples for lots of different things. But like
Get this role play going.
Let's do it. Knock, knock.
Oh, who are you?
Oh, I apologize if I apologize for interrupting. I was wondering if you could help me out for just a moment. Are you guys selling the place?
No.
Okay, perfect. I speak with a lot of people, and I probably shouldn't say this, but sometimes, man, I come across some of these people who are just dumber than a box of rocks. It's crazy. Like, I'm sure you probably know somebody like that, but it's like every time I come across one of these people, every time the first thing they say is like, "Oh, solar, not interested. I'm good." And I get it. When I first heard about this stuff, I thought that's complete bullshit. Even if it could save you money, I thought just fine doing what I've always been. In reality, solar is one of those things where, the less you know about it, the more you think you know. But like, all I want to do today is like, I don't know enough about your situation. If we could actually help, we might not. But like, are you guys planning on turning off the electric bill?
No.
Okay, cool. And then like, I should probably ask like, how long have you guys been home for using PG&E?
Why do you want to know?
Is PG&E the utility, right, in San Fran?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking. I just want to know.
I'm still being the hard homeowner.
Oh yeah, it's like, yeah. Here, let's start over again. So let's go knock knock. Because like, my guess is you haven't done an identity statement before.
Not really.
Yeah. So no, you go knock knock. Hey, knock knock.
Who's this?
Oh, hey, it's just me, Joseph. I can't even stay long. I apologize. I was wondering if you could help me out for just a moment. You guys sell the place?
Sure. What's no.
Okay. I probably shouldn't say this, but man, sometimes we come across these people who are just like dumber than a box of rocks. And it's like we all kind of know somebody like that, but it's like every time I knock on the door, they all say the same thing, like, "Oh, solar, not interested. I'm good." And I get it. Solar is one of those things where the less you know about it, the more you think you know. I know when I first heard about this stuff, I thought it was complete bullshit. Like, even if it could save you money, I'm just fine doing what I've always been. I didn't even look at it. Like in reality, there's a lot of new programs that are out there that are actually better than what I have in my own house. Now, I don't know if we could actually even help you out. I should probably ask, like, were you guys planning on turning off the electric bill?
No.
Right. And then when you guys moved in here, like, what was like the main reason you chose them to be your electric provider?
We just had PG&E.
I know we didn't have a choice, right? And it's like,
yeah,
if you moved in here and the utility company's like, "Hey, we got plan A where we just kind of charge you whatever we want to charge you, and we can raise rate whenever we want to," or there's like option B where it's like they'll just charge you, 30% less, and it stays that way. It's like, which one would you go with if that was an actual option for you?
Yeah, but that sounds too good to be true.
100%. Anytime the government pays for 30% of anything, it's going to sound too good to be true. And to be frank, I don't know enough about your situation to know if we could actually help you. We might not. All I do today is just leave the information and then set up a time to see if there's something that could actually work for your situation. So like, I'm not sure if you guys speak with your neighbors or not, but Kathy, she's the one with the red door, walks the dog every morning.
Not really.
Well, anyways, but yeah, So like all I do today is just make sure some of the bare minimums are met, see if the house can meet the programs, and then I'll drop off an energy report to see if there's something that could actually work for your situation. Because I'm afraid I'm not quite sure it would yet. What can I ask how old the roof is?
It's like 20 years old.
Okay. And then the electric bills, can you tell me a little bit about those? Like what's like a typical high bill, low bill?
Usually around 200.
Is that pretty normal?
Yeah, maybe more or less.
Have they always been at 200 or?
It's gone up a little bit.
You guys using more energy or just kind of like the rates going up, like, you know, welcome to Cali?
I don't really keep track of it. I just pay it every month, you know.
Same. It's like impossible to understand, right? Yeah. Well, like I said, all I want to do today is we just put that report together for you, see if it could actually help you. There are a few things that could disqualify you. Do you know your electric panel? Do you know what amperage it is?
No idea.
You know if it's on this side or this side?
Maybe that side.
Okay. Yeah, let's go take a look at that real quick. Anyways. But if I go through it and I feel like they're not on the hook all the way for the appointment, then that's when I like to do situation questions like, can I ask how old your roof is, your electrical panel, the meter, the structural, this, that, and the others. And those are just used as like takeaways. Like those things obviously can disqualify a home, but on the doorstep, I use those as like a takeaway. And then just keep transitioning, and then what you do helps other people, lean on it, whatnot. Anyways, but you need to get ahead of the easiest way. The easiest way is to get ahead of the negatives. That's the easiest way. What are you saying at the moment?
I just joined NEPQ 3.0.
Just joined.
So, but I wrote this for a personalized intro. Well, a lot of your neighbors feel worried with high electric bills and the power company raising rates whenever they want. So what I do is I help homeowners own their power for less than they're paying now, so that they don't have to pay a power bill their whole life. Frankly, I don't know if I could do that for you. So I should probably ask, how old is your roof?
Tonality's great, everything, but when you say that, have you said that on the doorstep?
Not yet. I just wrote it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut. They're especially in San Francisco, they're gonna cut you off, and I'd be surprised if they let you get that far.
So that's why you say you do the no question.
100%. They already know what you're gonna say. You know how, and they hear the word solar, and then a preconceived notion of solar pops in their head, and they shut down.
What if I watched one of your old recordings and you said that you paid some brainwashing person and talked to them, and you said, and they told you that the easiest way to I guess get past programming with solar is to rename it. So what do you think about like Sunny Power?
That wasn't that guy. That was that wasn't that guy, but it's another really smart guy named Mark Bowden. He's different from the other guy, but yeah, Mark Bowden said that like the easiest way to do that is I just name it something different, which is hilarious.
Sunny electricity, Sunny Power, or
Yeah, you'll see. You don't have much time on the doorstep. Like, first of all, your tonality is really good, and the slow and the stutter and the enunciation, it's really good. The doorstep, you need to go get some reps in on the doorstep. It's really quick, and it's kind of herky jerky, which is actually could be a good thing, because the moment they figure out what's going on, they're going to shut you out. And so it's like you almost don't even finish a sentence. Like sometimes you don't even say the full sentence. Sometimes you say half of a sentence and then go to another one so the brain can't keep up. Because the moment they know, they're like done. Because everything you're doing is just to buy a little bit of time, a little bit of time, a little bit of time. So it's kind of like it's scripted and you know where you're going, but it's kind of herky jerky in that sense. But you won't get out. You know how not interested, especially there. And that's good to use. There's a spot for it, but just not there. So it's like, are you against? Would you be opposed? And then you'll get into a two-way dialogue that way. And then yeah.
What do you
James,
say to people who are like, "Oh, I'm too old"?
Too old?
Yeah.
So like, we don't know why they're saying that, right? So like a couple different ways to handle it. It's like too old. So when you mirror it with an upward tonality, they feel the need to say the same thing another way. And a lot of what we do is we just have no clue how they're seeing it, right? We have no clue how they're seeing it. And if we just knew how they were seeing it, we could help them. And when you mirror, they'll say the same thing another way, which helps out quite a bit. Or you can be like, sounds like you have a reason for saying that. Or it's like you could play back, clarify. When you say too old, like how do you mean too old? Like, tell me more about that. Like, where'd that come from? Just so I understand. That's a playback, clarify. So you can play back, clarify. You can mirror. You can do a statement. Sounds like you have a reason for saying that. That's like a statement. So mirror, statement, playback, clarify are three different ways to get information out of people. The best that I see. And
Jesse
then
has his hand up.
My screen is like frozen, so I can't do anything. Appreciate it. Reese, real quick, you have any feedback for that?
No, that was exactly what I was going to say. Those personalized intros are fantastic, but on the door, especially, California, from what I hear, California is not a whole lot different than Arizona in the sense that people are very impatient with door knockers. And you have to find a way to cut through that impatience, and using questions is the way to do it. A personalized intro is great for like an appointment, or if you're in a two-way dialogue and it's going well, you could do that on the door after you break down a little bit of those barriers. But this whole like, who are you, what do you want, like, and I'll tell you, maybe one thing Giovanni tried is use the name, because that will 100% catch their attention and get them off guard. It's going to make you feel weird, and they're going to be like, how the hell do you know who I am? That's kind of what you want, as crazy as that sounds.
They're not saying not interested when they're curious.
How do you find their name though?
There's a lot of different apps.
Langglide.
Yeah, I love Langglide.
Langglide's
Joseph, what do you mean?
Yeah, so it's like you call somebody by their name, they're curious. Yes. And when they're curious, they're not going to say not interested. They might be like, how do you get it? And you're like, oh, it's just from the Duke registry or whatever you want to say. Not a big deal. But like, you're only going to get not interested when there isn't any, curiosity there. If you show up and be like, my name is, I'm with, we do, like.
It's over, dude. It's over. Yeah.
And it's like,
Think about this.
You don't have enough time for that.
You don't have any time. Think about this. They have 1,000 people that have already knocked that door that have said the same dang crap. So they're scripted. So
is it possible I can add on to that real quick?
I can't see who's talking.
Yeah, Black, go ahead, dude.
Yeah, just for Giovanni, like all sales is it's just a transference of feelings. It's all about connection. So like if you're able to like break the pattern, break the ice by digging in, like what Reese and Joseph were saying, you're gonna go really far.
You
Jesse's
want
had his hand up.
You want to break the script. Giovanni, will you do me a favor if you're open to it?
Sure.
Go get some dirt on you. Go record some pictures and send it to me. Add me on Facebook, on Messenger. You'll learn more on that you'll learn more doing a door approach and recording it and listening to yourself. You have a good brain on you. You got a good feel for you. You got a good feel. And if you just record some of your door approaches and then review those, not during prime time. Like you got your hours, you work your hours, and you work those hours. After hours, you're reviewing that. And you have a natural feel for how it's supposed to go. And just reviewing your own approaches and sending it to me, a couple little tips, and you'll be on your way, brother, real quick. You have a natural feel. Yeah. Somebody was raising their hand.
Jesse or Black, one of you guys.
Yeah, I can go first. Awesome. So, I mean, and Joseph, this is the first time I saw you, so I just want to introduce myself. My name's Jesse. So, thanks for your time, first and foremost. But I know I'm driving. And
those 20-inch guns, doggy?
No,
I was gonna say.
No.
Some people drive on 20-inch rims. Other people just walk around with them, man.
No, so but this is why I'm actually super stoked, because like somebody such as your stature, like I already know when I go to a door, like I'm like 12 feet back and like turn completely sideways and smiling, you know what I mean, or like looking around, and then as soon as they answer the door, I'm like, oh hey, and like acting like a goofball, because like it's super intimidating. They're like, what's this dude gonna do, especially when it's 8:30, 8:45 at night, and then I'm trying to give them, the same pitch as what you guys are, like, hey, the solar and da-da-da. But like, I go into it just feeling in the sense of like, if the last 3 houses slam their door on me, that 4th house, as soon as I knock and somebody answers, I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope you're not as mean as your last 3 neighbors. Do you even know those people? How do you live here, man? So anyways, and then I'll go into it, if that makes any sense, just to try and buy myself a little bit of time. Is it counterproductive to when they already know and they're just like, no, I'm not interested, like Giovanni said, to say, well, I know you're not interested. If you were, you probably already have solar, much like your neighbors over there. And then or as they're closing the door and say like, oh, your utility company's stealing money from you. Like something to where there's a shock value, kind of like what you touched base on, where you're just like, oh, hey, are you selling your house? And they're like, no. Is that more just to get a no or a rise out of them? Or is it to like just completely take them out of that, state of mind that they're currently in?
It does a couple of different things. And Reese uses this a lot, which is awesome. It creates a little bit of suggestibility. They don't really see it coming. They feel like the purpose of your stop is like there to tell them that, but then you can carry on. It does a couple different things when you say, are you selling the place? I like that little intro to get into it. And then tonality is huge, obviously. Identity. You're kind of doing it and it's close, but it's like, oh my gosh, like I speak with so many people and like, not you, but like some of these people are like the biggest. You want to be natural. You want to be congruent with who you are. So it's like, if you swear, then it's okay to swear, like in my opinion, like, so it's like, oh my gosh, like I speak with so many people, and it's not often, man, some of these neighbors right here, I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but some of these people are just like the biggest assholes, or it's like some of these people are just dumber than a box of rocks. And it's like, so you can link up whatever behavior you want with whatever characteristics that you want. So like in door to door, you need them to be open, you need them to be focused, you need them to be connected. Or so you can do a negative association so that they're more open. So like so many people just have like no ability just to like drop in and connect with somebody. They're like socially awkward. It's like it's hard to get along with those people, or it's hard to help those people, or whatever objections you might get. Like with solar, it's like, not interested, I'm good. We want to hedge against that, right? And so that's why I like to say like, hey, quick question, you guys sell the place? Okay, cool. I'm just Joseph, and I kind of interrupt myself. I probably shouldn't say this. And then people be like, what the shit? They're like kind of lean in with a little smart. And it's like, I speak with a lot of people and like, my gosh, like some of these people are just dumber than a box of rocks. And it's like, I get it. We all kind of know somebody that's like that. But it's like, every time I knock on the door, they all say the same thing every time. It's like, oh, solar, not interested. I'm good. Because those are like the 2 biggest things. So that's identity. They don't want to identify with that. And that's like a really good way to hedge against it. Or it could be, you can use positive association as well. And in this Google Doc that we upload, there's a lot of examples of positive and negative, but you want to make it more about identity. So it's like, oh my gosh, so I'm speaking with you. Like, I don't tell you this, but a lot of these neighbors are just complete assholes. Like they have no ability just to connect. They only focus on themselves, like all this social programming. Anyways, it's just refreshing to be able to sit here and have an intelligent conversation with someone like yourself. So it's just, kudos to you. And then they'll remain congruent with that throughout that conversation. One more question real quick. 819.
Yeah, just I'll add you on Facebook too, man. I'm looking forward to learning a lot from you. This is Alex Black again. So wanted to kind of just ask for, again, I don't know any PQ yet. I just joined. I don't know. I haven't written out a different script, but wanted to kind of ask you your opinion on what I have currently going on. And I'll just run through my script but kind of what I do a lot to set the appointment up. I'll do the if I would you, like, hey, if I were to create this report for you, would you be opposed to solar on the back of your roof or something like that? So basically, like, my approach is I'll do like a side profile like Jesse. I'm a big dude too, so I'll be 6 to 10 feet back. I'll do a side profile and I'll do a very, very slow turn when they open the door. And I'll say I'll say, I set off your dog alarm if there's dogs barking. Oh, I didn't mean to set off your dog alarm. But sometimes I'll say, hey, can you help me out really quick? I was just over at Mike and Sally's next door, and I was at Linda's across the street. She's got the little Chihuahua that's just kind of like the neighborhood security dog, and just wanted to stop by and introduce myself. You're the homeowner, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm Alex. We're just promoting a program that JoRo is currently offering to you guys. It's called net metering. Have you guys heard of net metering before? Okay, well, what it is actually Mike and Sally, we got an appointment up with them. Well, what the net metering program is it helps people lock in a lower rate with the utility company, and it all has to do with that meter on the side of the house. And in the past, you actually had to pay for a program like this up front.
Yeah, well, back up. I like the name dropping everything at the beginning. That's beautiful. And then you have your Florida, so you have Sunrun and you have Sunrun. I like to use Sunrun's neighborhood map with existing customers, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, we do our own installs.
Okay. Well, you're able to show them like existing customers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I like to lean on that, and it's like, not sure if you know what's going on or not. It's actually easier if I show you, turn side to side. I like to show a map of like the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
like all these people. I mean, it depends on how saturated the market is.
They're getting. I mean, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of companies.
What objection do you typically get, or your guys get?
So it varies, right? But it's sometimes like, oh yeah, I heard about that. And if I ask them that metering, and then I'll dig into that more and see what they actually know and see if they sat down with anybody. But it's more like, yeah, most of it's I'm not really interested is the common, like, no, yeah. I don't, it isn't for me. I looked into it already.
Yeah, so like the two not interested ones that are money would be like, yeah, I'm with you. And to be frank, it hasn't been worth being interested in. It's too expensive, takes forever to get your money back, doesn't even save that much. This is like a little bit different, might not be for you. If I'm doing a PPA, it would be, but instead of trying to sell you this $30,000 solar system, we just sell the electricity it produces, and the electricity costs, far less than if you get from a power lines. Now, I don't know if I could actually do that for you. I should probably ask and then get back into it. That's one of the not interested. The other one is they're like, not interested. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's exactly why I'm here. Because my guess is you are, lowering your bills month to month and year to year. And I'm just wondering how you're managing to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's when I do quite a bit, like, not exactly like that, but I say, yeah, that's exactly what I'm here. And then I'll, depending on the objection, I'll do that. I use that a lot.
That one I got from Mark Bowden. You have to pay him $17,000 a day. So if you say that exactly like that, that would be rad.
I guess one of our guys got it from someone else, or from him maybe.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's always like a little game of nooses. But like the ones that are not interested, the two that usually haven't had any issue, especially with guys like not interested. It's like, yeah, I'm with you, man. Hasn't been interested in. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with
Cool.
you. Hasn't been interested in. Well, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's exactly why I'm here. Because my guess is you are, lowering your bills month to month and year to year, and I'm just wondering how you're managing to do that. Like that sentence doesn't
That's
actually make sense. That's not even grammatically correct.
Yeah.
But it's money.
Sure.
So
And
look at that with like, you're not interested. It'll help out. Or like, oh, I'm good. It's like, yeah, exactly. That's actually exactly why I'm here.
Yep.
Uh,
It's exactly why.
Yeah. But there's a lot that you'll go through in there that are money. Like whatever resistance that you get.
Cool. Yeah, I do a lot of like
exactly what is said and when it's said to be able to help out.
yeah, sometimes I'll do like, well, not pretty much every door. I'm like, yeah, like the reason why I stopped by your house is because you might actually qualify. Like you roof, like you guys get a crap ton of sunlight. Like this could work for you. It might not. I have no idea. Like you see that house across the street, like that's next to Mike's. See the tree, right? I'm not gonna go over there. I'm not gonna stop by and talk to them. But your house, this could work for you. So hey, if we were to do this, and I'll like go back into it. But
and then when they say like, oh, is this solar?
I'd be like, I'll say, yeah, it's exactly why I'm here.
Oh, not interrupted. Yeah, so it's different. You can hedge it, you can get it ahead of it. Like, it's like a little bit different. Might not be for you, but and then get into it. Let's see. No, good questions. Giovanni, I'm looking forward to some of those recordings. Add me on Messenger.
Already did.
Perfect, brother. Appreciate it. Exposure equals composure. Like it's one thing to have it down. It's another thing to have it down on the doorstep. And then, all that matters is skill. Information's shit. Skill. Pay the bills. Let's see. Next week we got, what's we got? Cool. Listening to recordings that clients bring to call. So I need y'all to send me some shit. I already got a couple, but I'll pick the best one. I'll send some swag to whoever sends the most gangster recordings.
Dude, you got some swag? So let me guess, it's a blue Carhartt. That's your swag, isn't it?
It gets a John Deere hat. I'll do like a pair of kicks or something. I got a shoe problem, coach. I've always had more shoes than any chick I date. It's bad. It's real bad. Do a pair of kicks, whatever you guys want. But yeah, we're going to listen to a live recording and then we'll break it down. It'll be super helpful. And then we all know what we need to do. We just need to do it. So don't take counsel from your fears, boys. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Thanks, brother.
Awesome. Have a good one.